Good morning, mid-morning, or good evening, depending on where you are following this show from. My name is Lucy, coming from Christian Learning Materials for Children, CLMC, an organization that develops curriculum for children and builds the capacity of the teachers in training, in training them to become better in their work. And today we are privileged to host the founder of Chipuka Africa, an organization that is involved, the little that I know, in nurturing talents for children, teens, and youths. And we all know that talents are God-given. They are inborn. Everybody has a talent. And the reason why some know and others don't know is because of our upbringing, socialization, and because of the system that we grew up in. And the Bible says every good and perfect gift comes from God. And it's important to know that God has given us gifts to serve his purposes. And children are not left out, because the Bible says, before I formed you in your mother's womb, I knew you. And I welcome you to follow this conversation. I believe that you're going to enjoy and you're going to learn. And if you have a teen or a child or maybe a youth, you will be able to be keen on how their talents can be developed. And I would like to welcome John, the founder, to greet us and tell our viewers and myself too more about Chipuka Africa.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is John. You've heard John Mboga, and I'm the founder of Chipuka Africa. Chipuka Africa is an organization that deals with mentorship of talents and also nurturing. Basically, we deal with children and even also teens and even the youth, just to help them and provide an exposure to them, get mentors for them, connect them with the right people who can also be able to help them.
Thank you very much. Now, John,
yes,
because you are the founder,
yes,
of Chipuka Africa, and I just like that name, yes, Chipuka Africa.
Yes.
Is it to emerge?
Yeah, it's a Swahili name. Yeah, it's a Swahili name that means emerge. Yes.
I'm telling you, the children, the
yes,
teens and the youth need to be helped. True. That their talents will emerge.
Yes.
Because it looks like they are somewhere lying down.
Yes.
They need to emerge. They need to chipuka.
Yes.
All right. And what really inspired you to begin Chipuka Africa?
Well, when I was a young boy or a child, I used to do many things. I had different talents, but lack of exposure. And when I talk about exposure, you see, the first exposure is the parents, the way you are brought up. That is the first line of exposure that every child needs. For them first to know what they feel is right, and even to understand what is a gift and or what is a talent and its importance. So of course I don't blame my parents, because even them, they didn't have exposure. All right. So by God's grace, there are some things I've done, and I know maybe I would have done them better. I'm also a singer and a songwriter.
And you look like a dancer.
Yeah, I used to dance. But maybe when I was young. Yeah, so looking at myself, and by God's grace, I got a chance to go to the US to attend an exchange program run by the government of US together with some countries in Africa. We were people from 5 countries in Africa, and I got to interact with people who are in the music industry, for example, and we were given a lot of exposure also. And when I looked at how people begin, and those big names we know, they're making it big in music industry, they're making it big in film and acting. Many of them started when they were young.
Yes.
And I think in Africa, we don't have that exposure right from the infrastructure, when it comes to, governments and policies. I think our governments in Africa have not also focused on talents and the way to develop them. So I looked around and I would see people who we admire. And when I interacted with many people who are in music business, who are singers, who are songwriters, who are producers, many of them, that interest started when they were young. But the difference between them and us in Africa is because them, they had the right exposure.
Yeah.
And I think now that is exactly what we need. Because looking at them and looking at the talents I know we have in Africa, I think Africans have many good talents. It's only that they are never discovered and they are always covered. That's why now we are saying it's
Chipuka.
time for them to emerge. Yes.
Thank you very much. John, there's something that you have just said at the beginning.
Yes.
About the environment.
Yes.
And as a parent listening to us, I thought it's good to know that you are the first environment
Yes.
of your child or your children.
Yes.
And the environment matters.
True.
Because mostly, environment is very key. Environment can determine
Yes.
your destiny. Because what you see is it's what you think about.
True.
And finally, what we think about is just what we
become.
We do, yes.
Yeah, sure.
What we think about is what we act upon.
Yeah, sure.
And dear parent, we would want you to know that you are the first environment
Yes.
for the child, so the foundation. And we need to create the best environment for our children.
Yes.
What they hear, what they say, and I think the exposure for talent.
Yes.
People don't look for it. I mean, because that's who the child is.
Yeah, sure.
Isn't it?
Sure.
Now our parents believed like education was worship.
Yeah, sure. Sure.
It's like when you try to do something else, you are supposed to be studying, preparing for exams, doing your homework. I'm not saying it was really bad, but I think we miss something because not all of us are in education.
Yeah, true.
You see,
Sure.
not all of us are good
Yes.
in education. Not all of us are good in football. Not all of us are good in singing. And therefore there was need to discover what teachers in school cannot discover.
Yeah, sure.
All right? Because I think we used to do extracurricular and to be after maybe an hour between 5 and 6 or 4 and 5.
Yeah,
and
sure.
I don't think that was enough because most of the things we were doing, we were running around.
Yeah, sure.
Okay?
Sure.
Now, John, you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
Keep going. And especially for the children.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Focus on the children.
True.
Now, tell me, what age groups are you focusing on?
So maybe I can begin by saying the right age for, a parent, for example, to discover, or anybody to discover a talent in children is right from age 4 to age 6. That can be the appropriate time for you to discover the talents they have. It can still extend all the way to age 8, but you should have started early.
Yes.
In terms of exposure. So mainly we are focusing from age 6. Yeah, because at least by age 6, that's a child who is able to take instructions. That's a child who is able to communicate and even to process information. So that's where we are beginning. Now, all the way to teenagers and even the youth, age 20, 22. Yes.
That's good. Because now, especially the young age, young age is, let's just what you are saying,
Yes.
4 to 6. 4 to 6, mostly children learn through play.
Yes.
And pretend activities.
Yes.
And children don't just pretend. They mirror what is in them.
Yes.
They may not even know. And when we talk about play, we express what we are through play. That's why when you were young, we would play teaching trees.
Yes.
You see, we just needed to know right there was a teacher.
Yeah, sure.
We would really play singing.
Yes.
We would know right away that's it. So we would mirror what is in us.
Yes.
And I think that's what you are doing, and that's very important.
Yes. Yes.
And now, having said that,
yes,
I'm interested still to know now, like you, what ways will you be able to currently, and I'm talking like this because one, we have the influence of technology.
Yes.
You see?
Yes.
I really see children nowadays, our kids know how to, especially 4 to 6, all the way to 15. Because I think when I hear children, teens and youth, I am just thinking, I want to leave the youth a little bit out.
Yes.
And say children, young children, and then teens. So we are talking about young children and maybe lower primary kids before we get to upper primary kids.
Yes.
Now that the whole education system has changed, has really changed.
Especially, yes.
You see, I'm just thinking like 4 to 6.
Yes.
Because that's a very prime time.
Yes.
You see. And their children learn effortlessly.
Yes.
It's like keyboard, drums.
Yes.
You don't know how they get to know the keys, the sounds, but they will just produce sound that is making organized, and you wonder how. So on you, because of the influence of technology, really, because I think really technology has taken a toll on our children.
Yeah, sure.
And it is good.
Yes.
How will you be able now to discover or those identifying?
Well, first, you must be very deliberate. And I think it's high time we tell parents, as you plan for your children, because mostly we plan for them even before they are conceived.
Yes.
It's good to know that you need also to factor in that you'll be there to support them, to support their talents. And if you prepare now in advance, the same way you prepare what they'll eat, we buy clothes.
Yes,
baby clothes before.
Yes, and we prepare a room.
We prepare, yes, exactly. So it's high time, I think, and this is a campaign I'm running, and I want to urge the parents, let us also factor in how are we going to make sure that we support their talents. Now, having said that, the preparation bit of it now shows that you are deliberate. So if you are deliberate, then one thing you need to do is to make sure that you are keen observer on what your children or your child likes. That is the first stage. Be keen. And being keen also means being there. We are living in a time where parents are very busy, and we've left our children at home. We leave them with the house managers, and we come back in the evening, probably they are asleep, and then we wake up very early in the morning and leave. So it means then we don't have time for them. So at that specific age is actually the right age first to connect with your child. In terms of, I know you've connected since they were in the womb, but in terms of them learning from you.
Yes.
All right? Children learn from seeing what somebody does, not what they say.
Exactly.
Yeah? So it means then when you create a deeper relationship with them, you'll also now be able to notice what they like. That's number one. Number two is also exposure. You have to create an environment whereby you expose your children to different, talents, different areas of talents. And now we thank God for the technology, because you can be able to use technology. For example, if you think your child is good at football, when you are watching football, they'll always have an interest. Yeah, you'll see they are excited about it. Or if it's singing, you are able now to expose them to music. And even at early age, they are able even to start singing. And also thank God for technology, because we also have even some online coaches that can help, children. We have available materials. We know internet, of course, has other materials that are not suitable for our children, but that's why now the parents needs to come in, because the truth is, whether we like it or not, our children will always be exposed to technology.
Of course. Having
our phones, having our TV now, the smart TV, it means whether you're at home or not, that child will have access to online. So, and it's a good way actually for parents to be able to guide their children in getting the right materials or learning the right things from, for example, online or internet, using the technology that is available. So create environment, expose them, take them to different areas, different places, expose them, on swimming at an early age, make sure that whatever talents that are available, make sure you are able to expose them to such talents and environments that can motivate and ignite that gift in them or talent in them. And you are doing that deliberately, so that you're able to say, now I think my daughter or my son likes this more. So when you identify what they like now, you also create an interest in it, because like we've said, whatever you do is what they learn.
Yes.
Right? So if, for example, you realize your child is interested in music, also have interest in that music. Create interest. Encourage them. Cheer them up. All right? Let them know you are their first supporter. They are number one fan. Let them know, encourage them even when they think they are not doing well. All right? And when now they are able to identify that and you're able now to help them, then from there, you can now seek more exposure in terms of getting maybe a coach, for example, or a mentor, for that matter, and invest in that talent. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you very much. When you look at the children now,
yes,
they are in the internet. They know how to use the phone, isn't it? And they are better than us. And the only thing that they are doing there, maybe they are watching cartoons, games, something like that. I'm just thinking as you are talking, if really, they are introduced to things like they can learn the guitar, play the guitar online.
Yes.
And the guitar is available.
Yes.
Even if it's a toy.
Yes.
They will be more interested.
Exactly.
And I think they do, the things they are doing on the internet is because that we have not given them
what to do. Exactly.
Yeah, I think that's what's going on.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and so I think they should, because I learned how to do crochet.
Yes.
just I think 3 years ago, 3 to 4 years ago.
Okay.
All through.
Yes.
I didn't know I could do that. I'm telling you,
Yes.
I couldn't know that I would get myself there. It looked very strange.
Yeah.
Even to think about it.
All right.
All right?
Okay.
And I realized when I was young, that's how I used to play. You know the way children play?
Yes.
They play. Those who know how to plait,
Yes.
interested in plaiting,
Yes.
they do the grass.
Yeah, they use the grass. Yes.
You
the
understand?
Grass, yes.
So I would do that. I would do crochet using just the available tools.
Yes.
You know, if your village is my village,
Yes.
you understand what I'm saying.
Yes, I do.
Until I met this elderly lady.
Yes.
Somewhere in the US, who was we seem like we are getting exposed there, me and you.
Yeah, we have that grace. We thank God.
Because I heard you mention
yes.
about the US and talents.
Yes.
So, and then I got interested. You know, she was doing very nice things.
All right,
she told me, you can do this.
Okay.
She gave me that, the needles, she gave me the yarn,
Yes.
and all that.
All
and
right.
I was able to do a very good thing.
All
I
right.
think one day I should show you my work, the work
yes.
of my hands.
Oh, yes.
Then I realized if I just concentrate a little bit, you see,
Yes.
because I see people going back there, you see, I can make money with that.
Yes.
And I can also be a blessing.
Yes.
You know, the way I can do all these things
Yes.
and donate them in the home of the old or somewhere.
Yes.
You see?
Yes.
I mean, serve the Lord.
And mostly maybe if at your young age, if you are exposed, for example, to fashion, maybe
Yes.
you'll be one of the
Maybe
biggest,
I would.
you know,
I would be a household
names,
name
yes,
now.
in
Yes,
fashion.
you mean? Yeah,
Sure.
and I think I should start. It's not yet too late.
Yeah, of course.
You know, my grandmother or somebody and used to tell me, morning
Yes.
is when you wake up.
Yes. that's your morning.
That's your morning.
No, sure.
Because you have just woken up.
Sure.
So maybe as through Chipuka Africa,
Yeah, of course, yes.
I think I will wake up.
Yeah,
It
because the truth is, if you're able to do that, it means you can be able also now to teach others and mentor
Yes.
a generation.
Yes.
So actually, I would encourage many parents who think they had a talent
Yes.
in something. You think you are good at singing, and by now you are only singing in the bathroom. Do something about it. It may not be necessarily for you.
Be nice.
Okay.
We are only singing in the bathroom.
Most of the
It is
people,
true.
that's what they do.
Yeah.
Or when they are doing dishes. You know, it may not benefit you to, you know, like you see tangible benefit, but it can inspire a generation. Yeah. And that's all about Chipuka Africa. We want to see talents, you know, nurtured and enhanced, and mostly not for us, but for the next generation. If we got those chances when we were young, today we'll be doing great things in our area of talent. So whatever we didn't get, now we are offering to the other generation.
True.
So that they can also, step on our shoulders and they achieve what they are supposed to achieve. Yes.
And we are doing this from a position of knowledge.
Yes.
Our parents didn't know.
Exactly. Yes.
But now that we know,
yes,
it will be wrong not to do what we know.
Sure.
Yeah, I think so.
Sure.
But don't you think, John,
yes,
that what Chipuka Africa and other talent academies or people in all that are doing, don't you think they are really helpful? Because they are helping so much.
Yes.
Because I think not everybody is good in education.
No, it's true. It's true. And I thank God for CBC in Kenya.
I'm telling you, we can only do to some level.
Yeah, sure.
You understand?
Sure. Yeah, sure.
Not everybody will be a doctor. Not everybody will be a professor.
That's true.
Not everybody will hold even a degree, even a diploma.
No, it's true.
You see, even a certificate.
Yeah, that's true.
You get. But I'm telling you, because we are wired differently,
Yes.
I mean, that's a good starting point for Chipuka Africa. So that we will be able to, because sometimes I think when children have tried something and it's not working, we are trying the calculus, we are trying, there's something else that not many people used to pass that one.
The algebra.
Yes, and it's not working, and you are just frustrated, and you are wondering, am I good for nothing? Parents, there's no child that is good for nothing.
That's true.
There is something in that child, and that's what we are talking about.
That's true.
You know, so maybe help the parents. I think because you said something very important, that they are the environment.
That's true.
And you say they need to observe. And I heard you say they also need to get interested what the children are doing. And I think that's what CBC is doing.
Yeah, sure.
Because they come, the child, the children wait for us.
Yes.
So that we can help them do the boat.
Yes,
you know.
Yes. Yeah, sure, together.
A child cannot do that.
Yes.
So sometimes I tend to think that CBC is for the parent. But anyway, I don't know. But it's good.
No, it's good.
It's quite something.
That's
now, true. John, tell me, I have seen your daughter.
Yes.
You have a very pretty daughter who is really outgoing. And at a very young age, I'm not able to guess because she's my friend.
Yes.
And she's such a lady, you know.
Yeah.
And because you don't ask ladies their age, I always don't ask her what is she. But she really fascinates me, you know.
Yes.
She really fascinates me, that girl.
Yes.
I have seen that she can dance.
Yes.
She can do poems.
Yes.
Seen that she's also singing.
Yes.
The other day I saw her in the studio.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes.
And I think you have done a song with her.
Yes.
You see?
Yes.
I mean, that's really great. Tell us how you got to discover her talent.
Okay.
And how also you balance education and the other one.
Yeah,
you see, education and the talent in the developing of the so one don't override the other.
That's true.
Because there are children who are good.
Yes.
They are good in the talent and they're also smart in school.
Yeah, sure.
So they need none need to be suppressed.
No, it's true.
We need both to emerge.
That's true.
So I think that's the case of
Talia,
of your daughter. There are three things I want from you, John.
Yes.
How you discovered, you see.
Yes.
How you support, and how you balance.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, Talia, especially in singing, that was the first thing we realized she's good at. And Talia started singing way before even she got to 2 years.
Oh, she must have been singing in the belly and we didn't know.
Yes. I'll show you a video of her trying to sing when I think she was 1.5 years. And, you know, she'll take anything and use it as the microphone. When I realized that, of course, personally, because I knew there's something I missed when I was a child. So it was in me, way before even I thought about getting married. It was in me that my children, I'll be very keen in observing and trying to identify their talents. So I think that happened. And what I did is I encouraged her. I started becoming part of what she's doing. So we actually, you know, the mother would record us. We have very many videos singing together, you know, dancing together with her. And, you know, that encouraged her. And, you know, she also now liked it more because daddy is doing it too. You know, daddy is doing it together with me. And I think that really helped in terms of one, being deliberate, being keen, and identifying that. So apart from that, we also decided to expose her. First, even the school we took her to, we looked for a school that supports talent because we realized she's talented, and of course, you see, they say the apple doesn't, fall far from the tree. Yeah, so I would imagine that she has so much of the, she's a bit multi-talented. So we decided even the school, we took her to right from the kindergarten is a school that have different, aspects of supporting talents. So we looked around for a school that can help her identify what she likes also. So now moving on from music, she's also good now at poem. That one, it's actually the teachers who discovered, because what happens is when the parents affirms the child when she's young, for example, they get confident. And actually, maybe it's good to mention, what kills talent in children is having low self-esteem.
Correct.
And the only medication, if I would use that analogy, is having parents who are always affirming those children. Let children get from you, either you are the parent or the guardian, let them get it from you that they are good at what they do, they are good at how they look, they are, they are wonderful, they can achieve what they want to achieve, and there is nothing wrong with them, because mostly what affects children is having low self-esteem. So it's good to cultivate a lot of courage in children. And this is by first giving them and allowing them to be children.
Yes.
Me and you, we were brought up in an environment whereby being a child was like, it was a crime.
Exactly.
Yes, being a child was a crime. And, before you know it, you are being caned or you're being shouted at, move from that place, an environment whereby children could not even come closer to the adults. So that, really affected us in terms of our confidence. Because if our level of the first level of engagement, because we say this, the parent. So if they don't give us an environment to be confident, they don't give us an environment to be who we are. All right, then it means they suppress our confidence.
Exactly.
They suppress, that esteem. So it's good by the very first to say allow children to be children.
Correct.
Because children will always be children, all right? Let children at times do what they want to do. Let them jump, from one chair to the other. Of course, it's good to mind if they'll fall. As in, falling is okay, but maybe now you just mind how the distance
between where they are jumping and the ground to where they are going to step.
Yes. By doing that, they gain a lot of confidence in themselves. Also allow them to speak confidently. Let them explain, even when they are wrong. Let them first explain what happened. All right? By doing that, you create an environment of a lot of confidence with that child. They are able even to be more responsible.
Yes.
Because it is not just caning them. And I'm not saying that it's bad to discipline a child, but it is not the way we were disciplined. Yes, we were disciplined and it's a good thing, but I think our parents, there are some knowledge they didn't have. And many people now, the ones we are saying they sing in the most of them is because they were never confident enough.
Yes.
To go outside there and say, I can sing and try it out. All right? So that fear that was instilled in them, it is still controlling them up to date. Yes. So now going back to, how we supported Talia in terms of that. She's very confident.
She's very confident.
She will approach you confidently. Because if your child cannot express themselves to you, who else will they go to?
True.
And in an environment or in a world right now, we have so many people who are out even to to harm children. So if they cannot come and tell you so and so tried to do this to me, so what happens? It means they can be mistreated, they can be molested, they can be, and they'll just keep quiet. And they'll stay with that scar or that pain all through their life. And it will come to manifest later on in life, and it will definitely affect their lives. So in as much as we say children, need to be guided in terms of discipline, I've come to realize mostly even discipline may not work if there is no communication. Yeah, if the children will never understand why you are disciplining them, then they'll keep doing it again and again, and they'll just think you like beating them. Yeah, and to some extent they'll be, they'll get used to it. Yeah, this is what mom will say. This is what dad will do. All right. So exposure is one thing that is very key in children, and key example is even using some of the things we have in the house. Talia learned how to use, for example, water dispenser when she was below 2 years. Yes. Yeah. And she used to do it very well. And she used to handle everything with a lot of care. Why? Because we decided, let us expose her. Let us teach her how to use it. Rather than keeping, rather than just telling her, no, stop doing that, stop doing that, stop doing that, So they'll wait when you're not looking and they do it. And because they are doing it in a hurry, and that's when they will mess. They will mess it up, So most of us, we messed up with our father's radios. Because they don't let us touch it. And we refused, we were the ones. Yes. We waited when they are not there, and we took the radio and we opened it to see who is speaking inside, And before we realized it, the radio is spoiled. Yeah? And nobody spoiled it. Yes, and nobody. Yeah, nobody. I don't know. Who did this? I don't know. Nobody spoiled that radio. So why? Because at the age we are talking about now, from age 4, the children are very curious. They want to learn things. So that is the right time to start teach them some skills. So right now, Talia knows how to play chess. Amazing. She also learned how to do skating, but after some time we realized it's not her thing. So we also exposed her to do, skating. Right now she's doing karate. Yeah. That's nice. Yes. So it's still part of the exposure. So with all that exposure, it means now we will be able to enhance her talent and be able to help her throughout. Yes. That's nice. I also tried karate. I think I should also go back to factory setting. Yes. Why not? I think we will be there to help you. And especially that one does not involve, the one that doesn't involve the bones now is good for me. Yes, sure. Sure, because we are looking forward to building Chipuka Africa and also, cooperating with the other organizations, even to push for good policies that supports talent. Yes, exactly. I think even our governments need to understand, right from the national government level, and more important, the county government level. I think actually the best way to approach talent is from the county government level. Because they are closer to the people and they can be able to reach out to people on the ground. Exactly. Yes. That's quite something. Because really, we need to go an extra mile. Yes. What the schools are doing, the formal schools, I don't think it's enough. Yeah? Yes. So we still need to go an extra mile. The way you are saying, it's the whole, the different departments. Yes. We all need to get involved. Our government, through the schools, our kindergartens, all that. We need to really get more involved because, of course, when you are in school,
sports day, you could count the things that you would do. Okay,
Yes.
the javelin,
Yes.
after that it came to singing.
Yeah.
You remember when we would do singing,
Yes.
and then people had to get reduced.
Yes.
The choir would start very big.
And then,
And woe unto you
yes.
if you are removed the night.
Yes.
People are going for competitions
Yeah,
tomorrow.
the next day, yeah. Oh my goodness.
It used to happen.
Yeah.
It happened to me.
Yeah. Oh, we are sorry for that. We apologize on behalf of the government.
I think now that's why I've never sang birth. You see, now tell me, also Chipuka Africa, of course, it's Christian based.
Yes.
Yeah, and I know through the talenting and everything, I'm sure discipleship is also taking place, and I think that's quite good because I like the holistic approach.
Yes.
That you are giving it and doing everything, and that's quite good. Now, I want you to look at the cat camera.
Yes.
Encourage a parent, a guardian, a teacher, that we really need to focus on the talent and why. Take your time. Let's convince them.
Well, it's good to know that every gift and every talent comes from God, and God is not a waster of resources. There's a reason as to why God gives us talents and makes sure that everybody have a talent. There is something you can do differently and excel in. So it's good for you parents to know, in as much as education is important, it's also good to know talents is also very important. And currently, actually, we are talking about something we are calling the orange economy. Orange economy basically is things to do with talent, like what we call the creative arts. That entails music, it entails media, it entails fashion, it entails film, and many other aspects. Content creation, those are part of it. And actually, Chipuka Africa is looking at the orange economy wholesomely, because when we are now talking about economy, definitely it's because there is money there, and it's good if your child can also excel in those talents, because talents will make them sit with kings, and they can go far, they can explore many other things, and they can go to a level that you could not have imagined before. So for me, is to just encourage you as a parent, be deliberate, create time to observe your child, be part of what they like doing, encourage them. You should be, their first fan, and cheer them up, encourage them. And something else is also make sure you're always telling them that even though they are excelling in what they are doing in life, they'll encounter at times that some things they will not be able to do the way they wanted them to do, so that they also know how to tackle failure. Because even in this world of talent, there are sometimes things will not turn out the way we expect them to be. And a child, when they are always psyched up on I can do things, it should always work out. It's also good to start as young as they are, to let them know it is not every time they'll shine, so that they don't get to a point and they feel discouraged and they stop doing what they're supposed to be doing. So when it comes to nurturing talents, there are so many things that are involved, and we thank God for technology now, that we are able to access a lot of information that is there. So be deliberate, get information on how you can help. If your child is talented in singing, if your child is talented in acting, if your child is talented in that is content, even creation, or even any other thing, camera work. There are some children who learn how to take nice photos at the age of 8, and they excel in the same. All right, if it's football, create an environment and expose them, research on their behalf, and let them know how they can do better. So at Chipuka Africa, we are also working on materials that we are going to publish to help you, a parent, a guardian. And when we talk about, a parent or a guardian, you could be having, your niece, you could be having your nephew, you could be even having, a neighbor's child that you've been spending time with, and you know them. You can also help them actually maybe identify their area of talent, and you don't know what can come out of that. So whatever it is that you think those children are talented in, we are not just talking about parents, but mostly we are talking about parents, because right from birth, even preparation before birth, let always know that there is something that child can do apart from maybe excelling in the academics, which they can also perform and do both. They can excel in academics and excel in talent, which is a good thing for them. So let's keep doing it. And if, for example, you are a parent who you knew you have a talent, mostly because we said an apple doesn't fall far from the tree, most likely your children might pick some of those gifts. I interacted with many musicians and many, producers in the US, and most of them, you hear them say, oh, my dad used to play a guitar, my dad used to do this, my mom used to sing, all right? So mostly that area of gifting might come from even what you used to do, but don't force them to do what you think you are talented in, but just observe. In most cases, it will still maybe come manifest, or they can have something different, but just be there, support them. Let's support them, because they'll be proud of us when they grow up and they excel in those talents. God bless you.
Thank you very much, John, for such a great insight concerning talents
Yes.
and nurturing children on talents.
Yes.
And God bless you for that good work that you're doing.
Thank you.
And initiating or finding,
Yes.
because you are a founder of Chipuka Africa.
Yes.
We are going to continue with season 2 of this conversation, and I'm sure we are going to learn much more.
All right.
Because this is an area all parents need to understand and explore.
Yes.
Because we are almost handing over the baton.
Yes.
What will our children look like? And what will the future look like when our children are well equipped? I think that's an area we need to think about.
Yes.
Thank you very much for following the show. Kindly give us your comments down there, and reach out to us in Christian Learning Materials for Children. We have curriculum also to disciple your children in Sunday school and at home, and any Christian institution where you are, from age zero, from the unborn child all the way to 15 years. And after that, we have topical issues on homosexuality, talking about peer pressure, tough times, for the teenagers, all that, when we are available to help you to nurture your child holistically. They are discipled, they are nurtured in their talent, and in their academics, and they know the ways of the Lord. I think that would be job well done. God bless you. Let's meet next time, season 2, nurturing your child's talent. Thank you.